DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Topic of this video is talk to your customers, or we even call this talk to your audience, because they'll be your audience before they'll become your customers. And this is specifically for the entrepreneurs who are by definition salespeople. And what this is about is you understanding what you need to offer to your audience, and it is different than what a lot of entrepreneurs think. A lot of entrepreneurs you have to have the audacity and the confidence to believe that what it is that you're doing and what you're offering is different and better than what's already being offered in the marketplace. I mean, you got to have that mindset to even become an entrepreneur, because if what you're offering is the same as what's already out there, or is not better than what's already out there, then why do we need you? We don't. So in order to be an entrepreneur, you already have to have this thought process that I'm offering something that is not being offered and is better than what's already out there. However, the mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make is they just decide, all right, I'm going to make this thing, and then I'm going to put it out there and find an audience of people who are willing to buy it. This is the wrong approach. The reason that this is the wrong approach is because you don't even know that somebody even wants that thing yet, so you shouldn't go and create something and then try to find an audience for it. The better way as an entrepreneur is to find the audience who wants something, and then once you know what the something is that they want, go create the something, and then you sell it to them. That way, you already know that there's a built-in audience for what you created, and you don't have the problem of, and this is what happens with many entrepreneurs, and some of you are entrepreneurs who are watching this have probably had this happen to you. Some of you might be having it happen to you right now, is you created something, then you're sitting there with it, and you're trying to find the audience for it, and to your shock and dismay, there is no audience for it. So now you're sitting there with a pile of stuff that you can't sell. And some of it might be digital stuff that you can't sell, and some of it might be physical stuff. I had a business colleague I was in a mastermind with years ago, and she had decided she was going to go all in on the t-shirt business, because everybody wears clothes, and people like t-shirts, like little funny silly t-shirts, or I don't remember what was on her t-shirts, but she had this notion to go all in on the t-shirt business. She put in this huge order for t-shirts. She had a garage full of t-shirts, and she could not sell them. She got to the point where she couldn't sell the t-shirts that she had created, and then she was just sitting there with a garage full of t-shirts that she couldn't get off her hands, because she had done the backwards process. And some of you do this with digital stuff. You create a course or a program or a whatever, and then you go try to find people who will want it, because you did this backwards. You find out nobody wants it. Now you're sitting there with it. You can't do anything with it, and you're mad because you have this sunk cost, or maybe mad, maybe sad, maybe disappointed, maybe frustrated, annoyed, because you have this sunk cost of this thing you've created, and now you can't get it off your hands. You can't sell it. You can't make any money from it. Here's what you do instead. Talk to the people in your audience. Talk to the people who have already bought from you, if you already have customers. Find out what their challenges are. Find out what their needs are. Find out what they really need to get handled and fixed. And then that's what you sell. Simple as that. When I first got started selling online, the first thing that I sold was training programs for basketball players. I sold these for $4.99. I called it Hoop Handbook. And I still have this website to this day. And the way that I got started was I put a bunch of videos on YouTube, basketball, just showing players how to play basketball. I put those videos on YouTube for years. So from like 2005 to 2009, I was just putting videos on YouTube for free. Now at this time I'm playing ball overseas, so I wasn't looking at online like I got to make money on the internet. No, I wasn't looking at it like that, because I was playing overseas. So if I didn't make any money on the internet, it didn't bother me. So I'm putting these videos out, and I wasn't even, again, at that time, it wasn't like a ubiquitous thing to make money on the internet from selling programs either. Now it's a normal thing. Everybody's looking to do it, which is fine. But as I was putting my material out, what happened was the players just started asking me questions about, can you make a training program for me? Or can you tell me how to work on this, work on that? And one day some player said in the comments on YouTube, just said, Dre, why don't you just make a program that just lays out how to practice for certain skills, or the way you practice, because everybody's already watching you anyway, so why don't you just make a program that tells people how to practice, and you just organize it? Because what would happen is a lot of players would ask me where to begin, because I had so many videos out, they didn't know where to begin. They would say, well, Dre, you got 100 videos, you got 1,000 videos. Then as the years went by, I had thousands, plural, of videos out there. Like, well, we don't know where to begin because you got so many videos. So can you make a program that explains where we start with this? So I said, all right, I'll do that, but I'll charge for the program because, this is going to help you. So I'm giving you value. So give me value in exchange. And the player's like, all right, we'll do that as long as you don't charge too much. So I started selling these programs for $4.99. So the way that I got started as an entrepreneur, at least when it came to creating my own stuff, was I simply sold products to an audience of people who had already self-identified as being interested in what I was offering, and they had already told me exactly what they wanted. So when I put the first product that I created and I put it out and told people that it was available for sale, it started selling immediately. So it wasn't like this long period of, all right, I hope this program sells, let me figure out how to sell it, let me hope that I can get some money out of this. It started selling immediately. The reason it sold immediately is because I already had a built-in audience of people who were interested in the thing that I was selling. That's the most important thing. And how this all connects to the point that I'm making in this video is talking to your audience. If you're talking to the people in your audience, they will tell you, hey, this is what I need, this is what I'm dealing with, here's my challenge. And when they tell you what their challenge is, now you go create something that solves their problem. You could there's another thing you can do in business is you can say to people, look, I'm going to create this thing, but the only reason I'm going to create it, if you have an active audience, you should do this. I'm going to create this thing that's going to solve this problem. It's going to cost $100. It's going to cost $1,000. It's going to cost $50. It's going to cost $5, whatever the price is. And you can pre-sell it. You see people do this with books all the time. You see people talk about, my book is coming out in October and it's June. Pre-order my book. So people are paying for the book before the book even comes out. And you see people do this with platforms like, I think Indiegogo is one of the platforms that people do this on. Kickstarter is another one where people are selling a product before the product even comes out. And as long as they make a certain amount of money, then they go and create the product. But if they don't make a certain amount of money, then they give you your money back. The same thing you can do. You can say, look, I'm going to have an event in 6 months, but the only way I'm having the event is if I sell at least 100 tickets. So then you put the price out, let people buy it, and they know that they have a ticket to your event as long as the event happens. But if the event ends up not happening, they just get their money back. And if it happens, they got a ticket at a discounted price lower than what the general public will pay, or the people who show up and they buy a ticket late, they're going to pay a higher price. So that's exactly what you can do with your stuff. But the only way you can do this, folks, is you have to be talking to your audience so that you know exactly what their challenges are and that they know that you know exactly what their challenges are. And this usually happens because you're already out there and active and participatory and talking to your audience, giving them value, whether it's through free content like YouTube videos, podcasts, whatever way you reach your audience, social media, whatever, so that they know that you're out there and they'll tell you exactly what their needs are. You serve their needs, and then when you create something, you already know there's an audience for it, and you're not guessing and hoping that you're able to make money. So this makes sense to y'all. Here's what you do. First of all, text me. Let me know that this is useful for you, that you're going to use this to apply it to your business. My number is 305-384-6894. That's my text number. When you text me there, not only will you be able to text with me, but you'll also get my daily motivation message that I send out for free every day, straight to your phone. And secondly, if you want to get more, not only tips like this and strategies that will help you do business in a more effective and efficient way so you can actually make money in your business, but also you would like to be able to work with me directly, get coached by me, be able to talk to me, ask me questions about your business and the things that you're working on so that you can have things hitting the ground running and working from the beginning instead of the guessing game that many entrepreneurs have to play because they're not quite sure what they're doing or how they're doing it. And here's what you do. Join my only program, which is at workonyourgameuniversity.com. The only way to work with me directly is to be a member of Work on Your Game University. Again, that's workonyourgameuniversity.com. The way you join is just by going to that website. The link is down below in the description, along with my number to get my text messages. So text me and join the university at the number and the link that are down below in the description. Work on your game. Dre, all